how localization supercharges tech accessibility for everyone. Welcome to Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how. It's quite something when a day holds dual significance, isn't it? While some might be deep in local festivities, like folks in Madrid celebrating San Isidro, for those of us in localization, May 15th shines a spotlight on something incredibly vital: Global Accessibility Awareness Day. It's a brilliant reminder of how crucial it is to ensure digital products aren't just usable, but truly welcoming to everyone. We're talking about a world where over 1 billion people live with some form of permanent disability. And that's not even counting temporary challenges, like trying to navigate a smartphone with one arm in a sling after an overly ambitious mountain biking adventure. When you hear accessible products, your mind probably jumps to clever input devices, high contrast color schemes, or adjustable audio speeds. And you'd be right. Design and development have made massive strides. But hold on, because localization is a bit of an unsung hero in this arena. It's not just about swapping words from one language to another, though that's a big part of it. Our craft fundamentally enhances readability and understandability, which are the bedrock of accessibility. Localization is the bridge that translates not just language, but experience, making digital interactions smoother and more intuitive for a global audience. Let's start with something foundational: clear and simple language. This isn't just a nice to have. It's an accessibility powerhouse. In localization, we often advocate for crystal clear source content. Why? Because if a sentence is convoluted in English, imagine translating it into another language and still keeping it easy to grasp. That's a mental marathon for users, and a real barrier. So, by championing straightforward language from the start, we make the final product more accessible for everyone: people with lower reading proficiency, non-native English speakers, and individuals with cognitive or learning disabilities. The folks at SiteImprove, experts in website quality and accessibility, offer great advice that aligns perfectly with localization best practices. Keep sentences under 20 words. If it has to be longer, give it its own paragraph. Swap complex multisyllable words for simpler ones. Avoid jargon unless your audience definitely knows it. Use friendly personal terms like we or you to warm up the tone and shorten sentences. And those little connecting phrases, for instance, however, therefore, are like signposts that guide the reader. Simple techniques, but hugely effective. Now let's talk about the visual side of text: fonts. Fonts matter, and localization professionals are often right in the thick of it. We advise on font choices during internationalization or flag issues in LQA to make sure text is genuinely readable in every market. ReciteMe, a company that focuses on web accessibility tools, offers solid guidelines. Use font sizes of 16 pixels or more, ensure strong contrast between tan background, no faint gray on slightly less faint gray, and avoid decorative, hard-to-read fonts. Comfortable line length and spacing are essential. Layouts must also adapt for right-to-left languages like Arabic or Hebrew. As for reliable font choices, classics like Arial, Calibri, Century Gothic, Helvetica, Tahoma, or Verdana rarely let you down. What about users with visual impairments? Screen readers are game changers, voicing on-screen text. These tools used to be limited in language support, often defaulting to English. But now, tools like Google Talkback empower users with visual impairments to navigate devices using voice prompts. To support multiple languages, localization teams are essential. We ensure UI labels are accurately translated, reading order makes sense, tone is right, and content is meaningful when spoken aloud. Now let's look at voice interaction. Speech recognition isn't a novelty anymore. It's how many of us search, send messages, or use apps. But for it to work well worldwide, these systems need to understand many languages and accents. Voice input is a game changer for dictating text, clicking links, or giving commands. Localization professionals help train these models for local languages, localize command sets, and test how well systems understand non-English inputs. This isn't just about convenience. For users with motor impairments, voice can be their main way to engage with technology. And then there's the overall user experience, local UI adaptation. This is where localization helps a product not just speak the language, but also understand the culture of interaction. Languages like Arabic and Hebrew read from right to left. That means flipping the entire UI, menus, buttons, even images, to feel intuitive. text alignment and spacing matter too. Some languages, like many Asian ones, naturally take up more space than Romance languages. Localization teams spot and fix these layout issues. And symbols? A mailbox icon that's obvious in one culture might be baffling in another. We help swap out visuals that don't translate well. Even navigation flow, where menus and buttons typically appear, can vary. Adjusting that based on local habits makes users feel right at home. So, accessibility isn't a task for just one department, it's a shared mission. When we build accessibility into every stage of product development, we create experiences that include more people. Localization's role in this is far deeper than just translation. By managing fonts, promoting clarity, supporting screen readers, enabling multilingual speech, and adapting UIs, we're breaking down barriers and making the digital world more welcoming for everyone. It's ongoing work, but it's incredibly rewarding. Thank you for listening to this episode of Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how.